I find VAHMS to be a very important platform for informing other Asians and the rest of Canada's diverse population about the important contributions of Asian arts, culture, traditions, and values to Canada's multicultural society.
In the beginning, it really was about the local-born Canadians from Asian heritage who felt, even though they were visible minorities, they were not really visible. They didn't have a voice. And inspired by what is going on in the States around that time, they started to become very conscious of the lack of voice for Asian Canadians. So this whole identity and notion about Asian Canadians started to grow.
Over 20 years ago, my daughter approached me to help bring a Toronto dance group to Vancouver to celebrate Asian Heritage Month. And at that point, I was introduced to Jim Wong Chu, who was one of the founders of Vancouver Asian Heritage Month Society. I didn't know anything about the organization, but he was very supportive in bringing the production here. Little did I know that after the launch, he decided he was going to throw his towel in on the organization because he was the sole remaining founder of the organization. And I just said to him, "Look, Jim, this is too good an idea to let die. So let me see what I can do to help you to put together a board and keep the organization going." So at that point, I took on the presidency, and Jim Wong Chu was my vice president.
VAHMS used to be a sort of a smaller scale organization with a smaller mandate. At that time, I remember it was mainly the Far East Asia countries like Japan, China.
I've been involved with the organization not since the inception of it, but actually pretty early. And I guess there's been numerous directors that I've worked with and numerous people throughout. And it's been evolving what it means to me, and I have thoroughly enjoyed my relationship with that.
It's the opportunity to connect with more people, to be able to understand better different cultures. The more you know different cultures, the more you understand and respect their traditions, their heritage, the more you will become a universal citizen, a citizen that understands really what is happening in areas that you probably have never visited, but you understand their culture and you respect their traditions, respect their beliefs and everything they work for.
At the time I joined VAHMS, the arts and culture from the Pan-Asian community was not well represented in the mainstream. So as a result, VAHMS really helped to put together a platform to showcase the arts and culture emerging out of Canadian society. And so at that time, we were heavily involved in production, had our own team of curators. However, since then, there have been, many sort of prominent artists and groups that have emerged out of the Pan-Asian community. So we were no longer heavily into production, but very much working with the community to feature what was emerging.
It has grown from a small territories of Asian heritage to a pan-Asian heritage. And I think it's very successful that we managed to attract and keep many cultures interested in VAHMS.
It's a space where you can bring people together to think about, why are we doing it? What are the values underpinning this enterprise? And what does it mean today? In every different generation of leadership, we always find other reasons.
I was a community activist committed to promoting multiculturalism in Canadian society. And of course, this really sort of was an easy sort of a transition or addition to my activism, and it opened a whole new world of arts and cultures to me. And it's been wonderful being introduced and working with the very talented artists and the cultural groups that are emerging out of Canadian society.
Because of the promotion of the arts, I think we as a society get to experience these different art forms that are existing in these different cultures that have come here. I think it actually helps keep these arts alive, even though we're all in this fairly new country when we consider it, as part of the world. And so the music, the visual arts, and spoken word, as well as just other cultural aspects, are greatly benefited by having VAHMS.
Well, I think my introduction to the whole world of arts and cultures, seeing it through Pan-Asian artists, and certainly, personally in my own identity as an Asian minority, it has really given me a chance to explore that and to understand that and to see it through the eyes of the artists who really bare their souls through their art. And so it's been a tremendous educational experience for me. And it's one that needs to be shared with the entire society, multicultural society in Canada. And we need to help to promote understanding of one another and our own life experiences in Canada.
Because Filipinos are generally quiet and shy to mingle outside their comfort zone, VAHMS serves as a bridge connecting them with other Asians by closely working with the Filipino community leaders and organizations to create events that highlight Filipino arts and culture and making them proud to be Filipinos. Every year, VAHMS has been very supportive in collaborating with other Filipino organizations to educate, entertain, address, inform the younger generations so that they can discuss critical issues that affect them. VAHMS has inspired both young and old Filipinos to be proud of the Philippine heritage that they share with other Asian and Canadians.
The organization to me is more about inclusivity of the Asian, and not just Eastern Asian, but also South Asian, and as far west as the Middle East, Persian, and of course, all the northern parts of the Asian community. And because of that, I really feel that it's an organization that is so valuable and necessary in our society here on the West Coast. Mostly because it's there's so much immigration, and has been in the past, that it's easy for the different groups of immigrants to sort of stay isolated. And when there's something like VAHMS, everything gets sort of integrated, not just within within the Asian community, but also within society in general.
As a Filipino advisor at VAHMS, I'm very thankful for the opportunity to not just learn about the richness of other Asian cultures, but also to meet, work with, and make new friends in this growing Asian Canadian community. In the 2014 Exploration Recognition Awards Gala, my dad, Leo Canana Sr., was honored with one of your Community Builders Awards for being the founding editor of Dahong Pilipino. He continues as editor to this day. This has been a great distinction and pride for our family as well as for the friends and supporters of Dahong Pilipino. For this honor, I thank VAHMS very much.
The opportunity to be more aware of the role of each community in Vancouver and how they have helped us build Vancouver as we know it now. I think that not all the countries have that opportunity.
The fellowship, we have a group of like-minded people. People all believe in the vision of VAHMS. We are all gung-ho. We are all committed to promoting multiculturalism within Vancouver, within BC, within Canada.
Intellectually, it kind of gave me that space to be with people who do care about the notion about multiculturalism, what kind of society we want to be, and also what does it mean to have a multicultural society.
That feeling of freedom. Even though we have problems, the feeling of freedom and the feeling of being able to keep my heritage and the heritage of Asian people and all people, I think that it's a value that we need to continue enhancing in Vancouver or in Canada and move it to the world.
The integration of immigrants into this society so that they aren't separated and segregated, and everything is like sort of put together as a melting pot. And I think it's important for not just the immigration people, but also for people like myself who are first generation born here. I get to experience and understand the cultures that have come from a different part of the world. And of course my own, where my family have come from too. So
the members, the board members, the vices, I think we're pretty multicultural. I think if you look at the list of board members, past and present, and advisors, I think we come from different countries, different ethnic origins. And then to look at it in a wider perspective, then we have the programs. We have all the cultural programs or the cultural activities, so people can learn from each other what the culture is like in Far East, in Middle East, in Southeast. That really helps promoting understanding, promoting multiculturalism within our community.
So VAHMS and exploration has that opportunity to showcase artists and educators and public in general to just enjoy the beauty of different cultures and heritage from Asian cultures. My favorite part of being part of VAHMS is the Exploration Festival each year. It has beautiful events. We have singers and we have dancers and we have cultural events, educational events for everybody.
When I was involved in producing some of the past festivals, I really helped our team to understand the importance of not just showcasing a particular cultural group or practice in its own space, but bring it out and get them connected with other groups and encourage the artists to play together, because it is when we interact that the magic happens.
Winnie Chang, she contacted me and she knew of my performances and my involvement in with VAHMS earlier, and she said, I think she did some research, found out that, because I am a composer as well, she said, we want you to compose this theme. And from there, I started a dialogue with her about asking questions about, what do you want the theme to reflect? And where do you want it to go in terms of the music and cultures that you want involved in? And through our discussion, we decided that, okay, we want to involve a number of different ethnic styles. Obviously, we're going to have some, Chinese, some Japanese, some Korean influence, South Asian influence. and then also some Persian influence. And I was given the contact information for all these different musicians that had been doing some stuff for the Vancouver Asian Heritage Month Society and with the performances. And I was able to write certain pieces of music, certain movements within the theme that would flow from one to the other, but represent different cultural aspects of these societies. And then when I got a demo together, I contacted these individuals, and we recorded separately, but at the same location in my studio, and I was able to put it all together. And then I can't remember what year that was when it was first played, but since then we've performed the theme in various sizes of groups for the opening ceremonies for the Vancouver Asian Heritage Month. I'm not sure how many years that's been now, maybe 9 or something like that anyway, but it's always been a highlight, to perform for the opening ceremonies.
The beauty of the dresses, the beauty of the movements, and the sounds of different instruments, musical instruments, cushings, and well, I can't remember, but there are so many different musical instruments in all Asia, South Asia, and Middle East that produce this beautiful sound, songs, poetry. I think that I enjoy everything.
I'm so grateful to Jim Wong Chu, who started this whole idea and spent many of his years sustaining this. It's not easy.
We're celebrating our 25th anniversary, and it's a fantastic time to be able to bring communities together, to learn more about who we are in this beautiful multicultural Vancouver and multicultural Canada.
I see VAHMS is growing, and it's becoming more and more of a viable cultural event that is only destined to become better.
Congratulations to VAHMS on the 25th anniversary. That's a silver anniversary, which is a big milestone. Not many organizations survive that long, and I, from a very modest beginning to where it is now, with the support and of all the community people, the board members, the staff, the audience, the people involved in all these programs. So I wish VAHMS have many more years to come, and in 25 years we'll be celebrating our golden anniversary. All the best.
VAHMS is the opportunity to be here and to be heard and to be happy to connect with people.